All right, we have 20 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock. We're going to do a pick a card reading. And we're literally going to pick a card. So it's not going to be like 3 or, you know what I mean, 2. Like 2 at most, if anything. But literally, it'll be 1. So we are starting with pile 4. Pile 4. Oh, I felt it. There you are. So pile 4, your card is the Hierophant. Right now, you are being led by the Lord to go in a different direction than what you've already been doing, because I feel like He's been trying to tell you that it's not for you in many different ways. And you've been very stubborn about it. I believe this is Taurus energy. Excuse me. Tauruses are fixed energies. Yeah, you've been very stubborn about it. You haven't really been listening to Him. You've been trying to do things your own way. And God has a bigger plan for you. You're very powerful. So I feel like you know that. But you don't know that He is telling you that there is more. Like at the forefront, you see like this red robe right here, right? You see one thing, but like He's able to see the fact that there's little swirls in this. He's able to see that there's more. He's trying to show you that there's more. And I feel like you don't want to see it, because then that means that you'll have to change everything around. I feel like you'll have to tell people that you were wrong about certain things. I feel like you're one of those intuitive people that are too woke. Not too, I don't think there's really such a thing, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm right and you're always wrong, because you can see so many things. There's balance that needs to be had with that. And you're very hard-headed and stubborn. So the Lord is definitely going to fix that situation for you, and He's going to show you what is going to be different in your life. So don't fight against it, just accept it, go with the flow. But at the same time, make sure that you can take steps to changing things around already. But I also feel like maybe you've already been into it for a little bit too long, a little bit more than you should have been. So it's kind of hard to clean up situations like that right off the bat. I feel like you need God to help you, and I feel like you might be like in over your head, and quite literally you just want to go home, be with your family. Like I feel like you just really want, yeah. You've been working hard for something and it hasn't been happening, and I feel like you've lost hope for it to happen, but you haven't. But you've been stubbornly going in the same direction that you have been, even though you don't need to. So that is a message from the Lord. He is going to help you switch something around, and everything is going to be perfectly fine. Just make sure you don't fight against it, yourself or it. So you do have options. You have more options than you believe, and more than one way will get you where you need to be, but God is going to just put you on that path so that you don't have to worry about it too hard, because He understands that your heart was in the right place. But I think your ability to see yourself for who you truly are is kind of skewed, a little bit flawed, in the way that you can see others for who they are, but you have a hard time putting yourself in your place. I won't say fake woke either. I don't feel like that's the case. I don't feel like that's the case at all. I just feel like you just need a little bit more of a heavy-handed guidance, and to actually understand when your intuition is telling you that you shouldn't be in a situation. So that is pile 4. Thank you very much. If you feel like that resonated for you and you need an actual longer reading, there will be instructions in the description box below. We are now going to pile 3. Pile 3. One card for pile 3. have the Nine of Swords. Sleepless nights, anxiety over your life, things that you can't really do anything about. There's no use in stressing out about things that you can't do anything about if you've already done what you can do for yourself. So please don't stress on these things. The Empress card is underneath, and we have the Eight of Swords underneath that at the bottom of the deck. And it's basically like you're keeping yourself stuck by being in this energy. And your Empress card is actually supposed to be upright, and I feel like you're not sharing that love with yourself as much as you're sharing with others. I feel like this is more about other people's problems, not really your own. And so it's really keeping you up at night. I feel like you may have also gained a little bit of weight because of this anxiety. I feel like you've I wouldn't say let yourself go. I feel like you let yourself go. And I also feel like you don't understand how much that is important for you to stay in your light, because you're literally getting dragged out by other people's problems. I feel like you're a very empathic person, and you're also kind of a busybody, and I'm saying that respectfully, but you're also kind of a busybody, and you stick your nose into situations where you could just stick your nose in your own, and you stress out for other people. That does not necessarily mean that you are just a busybody, because those are normally people that feed off of other people's energy just to live vicariously through them. However, for you specifically, I feel like you are very empathic. You feel a lot for other people, and you're letting that get to you, and you do stick your nose in situations that you don't need to stick your nose in. And that doesn't have to be your fault. As an empath, you do have to watch your own energy. I feel like you see a lot of truth around different situations, but I also feel like it's kind of skewed because you're able to see the darkness of that as well. You're able to see, like, if someone's going through something, like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to them? Don't worry about other people, because it seems to me that you need to put that focus into yourself. It's not really working out for you to be paying attention to other people as much as you do. You're not growing your own gardens. I feel like you've had things that you've loved to do, passions in your past, mainly in your childhood, and that could mean up until a certain age. But I feel like you let those go because you let other people's lives really get in the way of your own life. I feel like people do throw their burdens on you, and you gladly take them. And not only that, you threw your passions away, so you don't have anything that you feel like is worth living for, but that's not true. So pay attention to that pile 3. Make sure that you put love into yourself. I feel like you have a lot of love, and it's okay to give it to others, but you have to give it to yourself first. So I'm going to pull a card of guidance, just one, because that was already good enough, but they can definitely give you something more substantial than that. Yeah, so we have the 5 of Swords, and we also have the 10 of Swords in reverse. And I feel like that's saying specifically that these people are also giving you their problems for no reason. Like, they're making up extra drama where there is not any. There is no reason to include you. But again, like I said, since you willingly go and seek out these problems, they give it to you because they can. And that doesn't help them. You're not helping anybody by doing that. It's not helping you. It's hurting you, and it's actually hurting them because they can't deal with their own problems, and you're not allowing them to. And they're actually betraying you in that energy simply because you're allowing them to. And then we have the Justice card underneath that. There's a big imbalance in your life because it was in reverse, but there's a big imbalance and you're allowing it to be there, and people are not telling you the whole truth. And I believe that you wish that you could just cure everybody and just leave this whole situation behind, and you want people to like you. I feel like you're a huge people pleaser, and that's something to pay attention to. You could be a feminine energy. You're definitely operating in your distorted feminine energy. Take time for yourself to meditate so that you can soothe those thoughts of being connected to other people's energy, it is very dangerous to be a part of other people's energies and allowing them to affect them the way that you're allowing them to affect you. And, I won't say it's all bad, because you really are able to see different sides of the coin because you're able to help these people in different ways. But I told somebody once who is definitely someone who needs to put themselves first better and more. I was like, it is not your responsibility to heal everyone. Everyone is responsible for their own healing. And she's just like, but what if they don't do that? And then we have the Ace of Swords, clarity over the situation. What if they don't want to help themselves? Then God will help them. It's not your job. And that may seem heartless, but it's not. I wouldn't say I'm a fellow people pleaser, but I'm definitely somebody that has the tendency to be. But we never let ourselves be that way, because we recognize that people really will throw their stuff on us if we let them. So wash yourself clean of these things and find your passions again. Bring yourself back to life. You are gaining weight, and that's not a bad thing, but the way that you're gaining it is because of negative energy. It's not because you're happy and jolly. Your life is very bleak right now, and that is why you spend so much time trying to help other people, because you feel like it'll really help you out more, but it's not going to help you out if they're force feeding you lies. So that is up to you to handle. The Hierophant card popped out as well, so basically God will help you with this, but don't try to hold on to situations that are not for you. So that being said, that is the end of that reading for you. Let's see. Pile number 1 is next. Let's see. I like the wash of energy that comes over me after we get finished with a pile, because then it's just like, okay, we're in the next one now. Strength card. It's also in reverse, basically feeling like vulnerability. I immediately felt more calm after I took the breath, after doing pile 3. I feel like pile 1, you're very calm people, you're very strong, and you're very vulnerable in that as well. Like, you have no problem telling people that you don't like something. You have no problem telling people your fears if you need to, because you're really good at facing yourself. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck, basically saying that you know that you have everything you need to do what you need to do. And you're very patient, because we have the Cup right here, and he's sticking his finger in, basically like testing the waters. You're very patient and like understanding that if you need to wait for something, you will, and if you don't, then you'll go and get it. There's no reason for you to feel like you can't have everything that you want, and so you always go for it if you need to. And that is such a beautiful energy to have in this world. We have the Two of Wands in reverse. I feel like you've been traveling a lot more lately, and you not really been looking for anything, but you do wish to be traveling with someone that you love, someone that you really care for. And it's in reverse, really, as if like you're not pretending to be like, okay, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. You are very much yourself, and you operate in your light as much as possible at all times. And you get through your cycles. You're very strategic, you're very smart, you're very good at what it is that you choose to do, and you're very resourceful. You're also very quick, and you manifest very well. You're an active manifester. You're really good at that. You could be definitely well off. You could like to have more money. A lot of people would be like, well, who wouldn't like to have more money? I feel like that's not something that you really put too much stake on. I just feel like you just like to have it there when you decide that, if you end up in Bali one day and you want to buy a random house or something there, you'll be able to do so. Like, I feel like you just want to be well off so that you can do the things that you want to do when you end up in a country that you want to be in and stuff like that. Like, I want to buy a house in Japan. You need money for that, And speaking of Japan, I feel like boats. I feel like you really want to go sailing. Maybe that'll be your next mode of travel. You might travel by foot a lot. You're definitely going to meet somebody that is for you very, very soon. Someone to travel with, a traveling partner. And you are definitely going to grow more with that person. And you'll find more friends that want to travel with you too. It won't be crowded. It'll definitely be fun. Like, it'll be a lot of fun for you. So that pile 1 is your reading. And if you feel like that resonated for you and you would like a reading, a personal reading, go ahead and look in the description box below. I feel like I shouldn't have to say this after everything, but I feel like unless I say it, there ain't no reason for someone to not know. But yeah, it's in the description box. And yeah, so now we are on pile 2. Pile 2. I'm smelling food. You could be very creative. I feel like you grow food. Like, you grow gardens. Like, you have like a green thumb, and you definitely are very kind. You're very in touch with your feminine energy. You're very good at growing things and making sure that everybody has what they need. You're more than likely the type of person to feed people on the streets, feed people that really need to eat in general. I feel like you're the one that people they go to your house if they want to eat. They really do. For some reason, I also feel like you don't know that you're a good person. I feel like how do I say this? I feel like you have a soulmate, but it's a karmic partner. It's not someone that feeds your happiness, your love. I feel like it's not someone that you're attracted to anymore, and you're waiting for true love, and you're being it's sideways specifically. It wants to say like you're being very patient with it, but you've grown very impatient and you want to travel more. And also, if you notice in this picture, they have like garlic or onions going on in this picture as well. And I feel like a lot of people are not going to necessarily like that you want to go and do something else with your life, because they're used to being able to just come to your house and do whatever they want and be happy with you there. But I feel like you need to grow somewhere else. Like, you need to change locations. You need to I'm just going to say it. If it resonates, it resonates. I feel like you need to get a divorce with whoever it is that you're with. It's not someone that you're meant to be with. You don't feel passionate about that person anymore. Marriage is not about being stuck in a partnership with someone that you don't love. And you want more excitement in your life. And this person is one of the bigger reasons why you stay at home and cook. I feel like you want to taste different flavors of the world. Like I said, people are not going to like that you're doing this. People are actually going to hate it. They are going to hate it. But here we are, you're going to grow so much things that you're going to bury yourself in the dust. You're going to be like, I want to grow too. And that's just coming from not doing what you feel is right for you. Fish. I feel like you make a lot of fish, a lot of sushi. I feel like you're very adventurous in your kitchen. I feel like that's living vicariously, trying to make up for the fact that you don't go anywhere. I feel like you really are a stay-at-home person. I wouldn't say stay-at-home mom. You could be. If it comes down to the children, ask them what they want to do. They are just as much their own person as you are. Even if it's a younger baby, like, you know what is best for your kids. So, be fair. The justice card was also in here. Be fair about what you want to do with your children, if there are children involved. If they're not, then it makes it so much easier for you to, do this for yourself. But be very balanced in it. Don't try to take a situation over that you don't need to take over. And let your kids know that you really love them as well. So it all depends on how you want to handle this situation, because you're not going to stay at home like that all the time, and you don't want to. So if you feel like this reading resonated with you, pile number 1, please do. Was this pile number 1? That's interesting. You might want to check out the last pile that we just did as well, if this resonated for you and you feel drawn to it. So yeah, we do personal readings now, and look in the description box if that is something that interests you, and good luck with whatever you have to do. Definitely.